Good morning, guys. Welcome to Power Up 365. It is Monday, the greatest day of the week. And you only have this week, man. Last week's gone. Next week's coming. You only have this week. You got to make it count. And I just want to share something with you guys. So if you've been listening to Power Up 365 over the last, whatever, I've been doing this for 10 years, there is a few things that I've been saying continuously. Number one, everyone has a business. Everyone has a business. Now, if you've seen that diagram and that session that I did, there are 6 businesses. There's a cause business. So you want to work for a non-profit organization that has a cause, let's say for animals, for people who don't have jobs, sickly people. There's a cause business. It's still a business. You still need a vision, a mission. You need goals. You need outcomes. It's a business. A church is a business. The outcomes are not profits, but if you don't have profits, how do you pay for the lights? So you've got to understand there's a cause business. Second thing is you've got to understand there is an employee business. Do you know how many multi-millionaires there are that just have a job, but they treat their job as a business, self-employed? What is your turnover in your business? It's your salary. How are you performing? What value are you bringing to the company? There are guys that don't want to open their own business as an entrepreneur and take the risk. They love the environment where they are, but they don't treat it as a business. They don't treat every 15 minutes as their time. They treat it as the business's time. And they have this entitlement mentality. Therefore, they are an employee. They don't have an employee business. Okay? And then you got a job business where if you are in the business yourself, then you can't generate any revenue, right? So it's a job business, right? Then you have an investment business, and you have a residual business, which is property and that. So you guys got to understand everyone has a business. Everyone has a business. Now, this morning I was listening to, I've just got off a podcast, a training session for 1 hour, and another thing that I've been saying is that everything rises and falls with leadership. Everything rises and falls with leadership. I go into a business and I want to turn a business around. I'm going to look at the leadership of that business. Now, some leaders blame the team. And there is no bad team. There's only bad leaders. So when there's a bad team, there's a bad leader that's not willing to take responsibility for that team. Who hired that team? Who trained that team? Who holds that team accountable? It's the leader. So if you're not happy with the team, why haven't you got rid of the team? Why haven't you changed the team? Why haven't you trained the team? So there are no bad teams. There's only bad leaders. And that's something that you got to understand in a business. Everything rises and falls with leadership. And this is one of my biggest takeaways this morning from this podcast. So I speak about zeroing up your business. Wherever your business is, you look at your pay slip, you look at your turnover of your business, you look wherever it is, right? You add a zero next to it. How is that possible? Well, the you of today cannot zero up your business. You cannot. If you could, you would have already. That means something needs to change. Fundamentally, something needs to change in you, in your business, if you want to zero up your business. And they asked this guy, he was a car salesman, he was an employee, and he's been doing this for 24 years, and he became a millionaire, right? And they asked him a question. Why did you never ever become a billionaire? He says, the reason I never became a billionaire is because I didn't have leadership qualities. I always wanted to do this myself. In my job, I couldn't build a team. I couldn't lead a team. That's why I always stayed where I am. I never got further in my life. because I couldn't build a team. I didn't have the leadership qualities because I never ever studied leadership. So just think about these things that I'm saying today. It's Monday, the greatest day of the week. But listen, reflect on you, wherever your business is. Wherever if you're working for a non-profit, if you've got a job, wherever you are, if you are a lawyer, an accountant, if you own a multi-million rand business with 500 employees, wherever you are, think of two things this week. Your team, because your team will determine where you're going to go with your business. Your team is your greatest asset, but a team needs leadership. And there are no bad teams. There are only bad leaders. Thank you very much, guys. This is John Eliades, your ultimate success strategist, and I will see you at the top. Cheers, bye.